Hell yeah.
Yow. Right.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah, like that.
The clean comic in the suit idea.
Yeah.
My clean comic. Well, my comic in this. The problem is my comic in the suit is Jimmy Carr.
Ooh. I don't think he's a comic in the suit. I think he's almost doing like some sort of a parody of the comic in the suit.
Right.
He's like got the whole visual of the comic in the suit, yet he's doing dirty jokes.
Yes. Oh wait, check your mic.
Oh, sick. What?
Why is it so quiet? Go again.
Hello? I've been talked down to by my wife all morning, so I'll go down a few octaves.
Oh, that's me. Wait.
Oh, you're down.
Yeah, there you go. Go on.
Jay Sean. Baby, are you down? Yeah,
it's a bit better. Sorry for that first 10 seconds.
Jay Sean wants to have sex with women with Down syndrome.
Who's
He's
Jay
wanting to check if they're down. It's the only way you'll have sex with them. Go.
Yeah.
We're on to you, Jay Sean.
Who is Jay Sean? I don't know.
I think he's a Pakistani English R&B singer from like late 2000s.
Did you say I remind you of him?
No.
Oh.
Well, you do like having sex with women with Down syndrome, but apart from that, no.
It's all pretty above board.
A comic in the suit. What's been new, baby boy?
Yeah. Nothing. I mean, what has been new? Trying to write like another. It's been so much fun trying to write.
Yeah.
And each week kind of coming in there with something different.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's
ring up a few.
You know what's really fun actually is more than just writing the new ones is punching up ones.
Yes.
Because
ladies and gentlemen, we are now just the comedy dissection podcast. We're no longer funny.
Ironically.
So, ironically, yes.
Funny.
We just dissect comedy. So you're gonna punch up live for the people?
No. I mean, just doing it and then being able to watch it back and then punch it up, retroactively. You know?
Oh yeah, no, it's the greatest thing in the world. Especially because you think it's done, and then a punch up, you get the ability or the chance to have two laughs. Because the people are like, "Oh, that's a hilarious joke," and they're like, "Oh, wait, what? There's more?" Yeah.
Oh, how was that dude that we met and he was like, how was that person that we met and they were like,
dude.
Oh. They were like,
well, that dude that we met, and what was he saying? What was that dude saying?
They were saying,
he was like, dude, from a dude here,
here's what happens. You interject with something like that and I lose my train of thought because I'm trying to do damage control in my head and move past it. But when, oh God, I literally don't remember. I literally don't remember.
So the dude we met, he was like, dude, I've got some advice.
Bruh.
Bro, tendo, man, my man.
Let me talk to you, mano
a
personal.
It's called Mankind, because men were the first people here. It was just about bringing stuff on stage that shouldn't be on stage. Stuff that you just may be joking around with your friends. You may, like some sort of an in-joke. You get with your friends and like, oh, I'm hilarious.
Yes.
I try that on stage. I feel that happens. That pans open to everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Whenever you're with friends.
It's like the old bit, like you've got, like when you're, that was like a meme that was going around Facebook like 2007 or something like that.
Oh, really?
Way back, yeah. Or maybe like.
Are you calling me a hack?
It's like,
I steal jokes now, do I?
The pot calling the kettle hack.
Huh?
Like,
here's 10 dirty words you can't say on stage.
Like friends just like, you feel like a comedian around your friends.
Yes.
Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe because I trap them in my hotel room and block the exit.
And say laugh?
Yes.
Or else.
Or else I'm keeping my pants off. So... But yeah, you do feel like a comedian with your friends. I think sometimes everyone feels like a comedian. A group of friends feel like the funniest people on earth.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, no, we are the funniest people on earth. If we took this anywhere, if we had this on tape, if we had this like in front of an audience, we would be selling out arenas.
Oh, I know what's new. We got a new housemate.
Hey.
And she's cool.
What's his name? What's his name?
They. She's cool. She's she's very funny. She's got a good sense of humor.
She listening to this?
But I don't know. I
don't know if I should say like you've been smelling her.
It's kind of soundproof
laundry.
in the basement.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
By basement, I mean she plays a bass and she's mentally handicapped. So we call her basement. Heyo.
Oh man, I cannot keep a thought together today. I was saying, oh yeah, she's got a very good sense of humor. But we were talking the other night. She was like, I was like, because Joe and I, my other housemate, were already having this conversation for like maybe an hour, talking about like, where the line is kind of blurred and where it's like okay to make certain jokes and everything like that.
The line is blurred. What are you talking about? Japanese women's
what are you talking about?
Genitalia?
Robin Thicke. The only
get it? Because the line will be blurred. It's a line and it's sideways.
Because I'm Robin, your thick girlfriend.
Of her virginity? Because you haven't been fast enough to take it from her?
Jesus.
Anyway.
This is really up and down, this one.
Woo!
No. Yeah, it was just like Joe and I were having that big conversation, then kind of brought her and my other friend Oscar into it too. We were talking about it with them. And I was kind of saying like, I kind of like ran off some jokes because she was like, I'm a massive libtard, so I can tell you if they're like not right kind of thing.
Yep.
Or whatever. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. And yeah, ran these jokes off to her so she could like get a vibe for it and everything.
Yeah.
And I learnt so much just in that moment of not being up on the stage where, I mean, I've either had people that I know there each time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you've been there every time.
Yeah.
And we've got such a similar sense of humor that we're both laughing at each other's stuff.
Oh, completely.
And then there's like the smattered applause everywhere else for specific things that don't bother them too much.
Yeah.
But
like usually when we do the bits about like trans people being mentally ill gays, it usually gets some kind of mixed responses.
Yeah.
But we're both laughing hysterically.
There are a few people laughing and I'm like, why are you laughing? It's not a joke.
Yeah. This is
yeah, no, but like I ran off a couple jokes to her and just like sitting point blank across from someone who isn't going to really like flinch in the face of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was like, oh, okay, like this doesn't work. Like it's not a well written enough joke.
Oh, so you weren't getting any like positive response for the.
It's kind of like,
jokes.
oh, okay. And then she kind of like said a joke and she's like, see, you should make jokes like that.
What was the joke?
Oh, it wasn't good. Her thing wasn't good, but that doesn't mean mine wasn't good.
You don't want to say a joke on the pod. Steal her of a bit.
Oh, no, it wasn't even a bit. She just came up with a thing off the top of her head.
She
and was
started
just
doing
like,
the dance. Like, look, I'm a black guy. This is how we dance.
It's just pretty much, just pretty much. Yeah, and I mean, I just really learned a lot in that moment because I'm like, wow, I'm literally sitting here with someone and I don't want to exclude people.
Yeah.
Like, I do want everyone to laugh. And if the fact of the matter is we live in it, because, like, it is very lefty, like Australia, Sydney being very left. I mean, I don't want people to feel excluded from that. I want to be a good enough writer that I can include them and maybe then work in certain areas. I mean, perform in certain areas where I can kind of get a gauge for the crowd and kind of go in that direction and everything. I don't know. That's kind of my goal in the short term.
To kind of get everyone on your side.
Get everyone on my side to a point where I can kind of like touch on those things. But like, it's never going to work for some people to joke about this thing. It's never going to work for some people to joke about that thing. Even though I find it the funniest thing in the world. Like, yeah, I mean, because I was actually, when Joel and I were talking about it, I was like saying, there's the Simpsons.
Yeah.
And there's Family Guy. And I love Family Guy. Because it like really pushes that line. And then there's South Park, which is raucous as well, but it's like even it's political.
I guess like
Family
Simpsons,
Guy's just dumb for the sake of it.
Yeah, Family Guy, watching back can seem quite corny.
Family
it's
Guy.
Funny. Like it's stuff that was so funny when you were like 11, 12.
Or like the bird
10.
is the word or something.
Yeah,
like
that was the funniest thing on earth.
Yeah.
When you were like 11 years old.
Yeah.
And then you watch back like in your mid-20s and you're just like, oh, I don't really see where the joke is. But you watch The Simpsons when you're young and you're like, eh. And then you watch back when you're older and you're literally almost on the floor dying.
I mean, it's hilarious, but like, it's not like I would only. I think the thing is, something like The Simpsons has a more frequent. I just cannot get your fucking.
Oh, I'm still down.
Your audio.
Jay
level.
Sean today. Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's either massive or so small.
Yeah, that's what my ex-wife used to say.
That's the new name of the podcast.
The whole podcast is just us trying to figure out which one is which. Either I'm massive or I'm so small.
It makes it even more confusing because there's a bunch of silly mirrors in the room. Yeah. Like
yeah.
Simpsons,
What do you think?
Simpsons like an average 30% constantly. But then the thing is like...
What about going back though?
Yeah,
like let's
even
say
now.
when you go back,
Even now,
I
I'm not-
find that it's gone up. It seems so much funnier than it was when I was a kid. Whereas like
there are
Family
some
Guy seems
things-
just silly.
I
The silly
still-
steak.
I
Silly
still
steak.
dig that though. I can still watch Family
silliness.
Guy and they can make me go, bah! And most of the time it's because I feel like there's a level of uncomfortability about it.
Yeah.
The Simpsons is not uncomfortable at all. I really like that uncomfortability and just trying to like swallow that pill in that way. But having said that, like I am a very like racist person.
Yes.
No, I'm a very lucky person who hasn't had to face those. So maybe like the fact that The Simpsons has that average batting rate, whereas Family Guy, when they hit it out, when they make contact,
Yeah.
they send it out of the park like
Yeah.
so much further than The Simpsons can for me. The Simpsons doesn't have me lolling like that. They have me going, you know that one? That laugh, probably like a couple times a minute.
I
Very
feel
good
like
way.
watching back again. I've just been watching clips of The Simpsons compared to like clips of Family Guy. The clips of The
Right.
Simpsons have me dying.
What's an example of one of the
When
things?
Homer's working for that guy's factory, he's like, "Here,
Oh,
Homer."
Hank Scorpio.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's hilarious. I
And
have me
he's
rolling on
like-
the floor.
He's like, "Oh, take my coat."
Yeah.
He's like, "This is no." Coat racks. Oh, I didn't even give you my coat.
He looks back and it's on the... Yeah. That's pretty funny.
That's something like I don't think I really found funny as a kid. I probably would have been like, but as an adult, I find that the funniest thing like I've ever watched.
Maybe the problem is I'm still prepubescent.
Ah,
That might actually be the problem.
you still watch like Kramer enter a room in Seinfeld, and you're like, oh, what?
How's I actually had a friend in high school, and it was like in year 10. It was like at a camp or something like that.
We called him Kramer because he went on a racist tirade against black people. He was a kid.
We had like a mutual. He was, like there's like a big friend group, but then like your little circles of friends and whatever. So like one of my like the mutual friends kind of thing. Him and another friend like I don't know, they like planned to like walk in his tent or something like that when he was getting changed. It's like a funny thing.
So funny.
And walked in and he was like starch naked and he didn't have any pubes and it spread so quickly. Told everyone, and he very well could have just shaved or something like that, but like it just went around.
Imagine like shaving your bush when you're like in year 7 or something like that. Give yourself like a snail trail.
Well, I mean, there was a kid.
What year was this?
Maybe like year 9 or year 10. I can remember the camp, but I don't know what year we went on it.
Yeah, it's pretty weird to not have pubes at that age, I think.
I don't know. People would shave them.
Would you be shaving at that
probably.
age?
Yeah, I probably did.
Really?
Yeah. I even remember in year 7, there were 2 friends. There was one dude, and he was just like, "Oh, my pubes are so itchy."
Yeah.
He's just like, "Why?"
Yeah.
We'll be like, "What are pubes?"
I'm shaved. I've been clean shaven ever since.
Yeah, and you just be like, "I'm shaving.
really?
I'm shaved up."
Shaved up at that age.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like, imagine taking a razor to your nards before your face, kind of. Well, that was.
I don't even think I owned a razor till I was probably like 17.
I had a razor when I was like 14, but that's only because I was bullied.
I was about to go there.
Yeah, parallel thinking.
Parallel thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a razor blade. What about that?
I had a razor scooter. That's actually why I was bullied. That's a good. I'm gonna write that down. That's a good
I had
bit.
a razor. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, you could find something there, kind of like razor. Back when I was in year 9, everyone else was shaving. I had a razor scooter. I also used to shave my pubes.
I was gonna say I had a razor when I was 14.
Yeah.
Because I was bullied quite severely.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't say because. I'm gonna say a different word. But I had a razor when I was 14.
I had a razor when I was 14.
I was bullied quite severely. So it's like, oh, he's got the razor to do that.
To cut his wrists. It's like
It was a razor scooter.
razor scooter. I used to just slip my wrist with it.
Yes, that's such a you joke too. Just to really at the end give that punchline away.
It was a razor scooter. I used to ride it after I shaved my pubes. The wind felt nice on my nads.
On my gonads.
My gonads.
Yeah. Yeah.
Razor scooters are coming back though. Do you know apparently more kids are riding scooters? Oh, actually, we were talking about Noah about that. More kids are riding scooters than skateboards.
Crazy.
And also less kids are having sex than probably 10 years ago as well because of, I think there's a strong correlation between the two.
I think the kids are too cool for sex now. I just don't care.
I honestly think that's the case. And again, it goes into the generation of not caring. You should care about riding a scooter. Like, it's not something you should be riding. You should be riding a skateboard. It's not cool to ride a scooter. Everyone can do it.
Oh, so it's a cooler thing.
And everyone's kind of like, you know
than-
what, I'm just not going to have sex. It's too hard. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to ride a skateboard. It's just too hard.
But you still need to...
I don't want to hang around my uncle for too long. He's just too hard when I'm there. This is so cheap.
What do you think about... I don't know. Maybe that is the cool thing to do. But, like, you have to do something. You know what I mean? Like, there are basic instincts you need met. Like, is that guy so cool he doesn't even masturbate? But then he's just, like,
I don't think
walking
anyone's
around
too
with
cool
full, completely shaven balls.
Is it cool to shave? Yeah, shave your...
If so, I guess I'm a loser.
Shaving your balls are cool. You can call me...
You can call me Joe Blow. How are your nards looking? Are they...
They're all right.
They're tidy?
Tidy. I've kind of gone back on shaving completely. I play around. Sometimes it's off. Sometimes...
If I play around when I'm shaving, you know what ends up happening.
Somebody's getting yelled at. You made me do this! Turn that damn TV down! Kids are just watching Family Guy. Laughing too much, you're getting distracted while shaving your gonads. But yeah, what's your situation? You're bald? Like, you're Amber Rose down there? You Caillou?
I'm Axl Rose down there. I don't know.
I don't know. Long hair.
I'm Snuffleupagus down there.
I'm They call me...
Do you know him?
No.
He's like, I was just trying to think of the first like elephant kind of character I could think of. But then he's off Sesame Street and he's the hairiest bastard.
If shaving your gonads are cool, then call me Damian Marley.
If shaving your gonads is cool.
It's Damian Marley. Do you think you can get dreads?
If shaving your gonads is cool, I gotta change some things about my lifestyle.
Because I too also want to be cool, like the kids. Man, but Damian Marley's got dreads right down to his feet. Like, he just has to walk around.
That's a burden.
I know.
Just don't. Just do. You got a picture of Bob behind you.
Hey! Yo, Bobby, what's going on with your son, man? Why's he got dreads always down to his feet? Because again, I think those Rasta guys who have like kids are like, you're going to start growing dreads from the day you're born. So you're gonna have
I think it's
dreads
against.
right down to your feet.
I think it's against like the Rastafarian thing to cut your hair.
Yeah.
But imagine if they like, it's like an insurance job. Like they want to get it cut, so they have to like pay someone to come and like burn down their shop. They have to pay someone to come in their night and cut their hair.
Oh my gosh!
No.
There was a fire. It's like, yo, why are you completely lined up? Why you got a taper and a fade at the sides as well? I guess I was burnt down by some Polynesians.
And he's just like the best looking dude because his hair doesn't smell. It's not down to the floor. Plus, you get a sore neck. You couldn't work out. You couldn't.
Can't do so many things.
You can't.
Do you think you can shave your gonads?
Can't swim in chlorine.
Oh, you can't swim in chlorine.
No, you get all stinky.
No, that's part of it.
You want it to stank?
They're stanky boys. You can't avoid the stank.
You want to stank? You want to stank, or that's just a side effect?
A side effect. If you're gonna have dreads, no one with dreads down to their feet is smelling like the Old Spice guy.
Terry Crews.
Yeah.
Imagine if Terry Crews was a Rastafarian.
It does get on my nerves because I always do think like, poor guys, like that's a big burden. Like,
I just tried to search what Rastafarians believe in, and I wrote it like a Rastafarian. I wrote, what does Rastafarians?
What does Rastafarians believe in?
Is that racist? Are they a race or is it a religion? Because I'm talking about a religion.
Yeah, they're not a race. Rastafarians are just like a group of people. And I think probably 70% don't actually believe it. 70% are like year 9 school kids are like, yo, I'm Rastafarian.
It's like, no, you just like smoking weed.
Yeah. And being disrespectful to your parents.
Rastafarian is a religion that developed in Jamaica in the 1930s. It was in the 1930s. That's like 90 years ago. It is classified as both.
Imagine like Hitler going through his Rastafarian stage. He's like, no, sorry parents, I'm going to, I can't cut my hair. I'm sorry, I'm a Rastafarian.
That's a pretty good accent.
Yes, this is a pretty good one. Do you think Hitler went through a Rastafarian phase? Do you think it's... Because Germans are such like hype beasts, hipsters.
No, they're not.
They're the biggest hipsters on the planet Earth.
Wait, just quickly, they believe in
Austria,
they believe in God. They believe in like
They believe in Jar.
referred to as Jar. Oh,
Tell Jar.
Where did this come about though? This is like
Haile Selassie.
and they believe in Zion.
Yeah,
which is,
they're Zionists.
that's Jewish.
Zion's in reference to kind of like a...
That's Jew.
I think they have like some sort of a holy land in the afterlife though.
Oh, so it's like the
Rastafari.
literal word Zion.
Yeah.
They're not Zionists in the.
They're not Zionists like Zion Williamson, the NBA player. I actually have a bit on that I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like something about Zion Williamson fans calling themselves Zionists, and I can't really figure out how to angle it.
That's interesting. I'm gonna look more into that
You're gonna become Rusty. I'll see you next time.
in my personal time. Sorry, you were saying about Hitler. Oh yeah, Germans being hype beasts.
They're huge hype beasts. Huge. They're probably the hypiest hype beasts. But I think
Have they got a culture kings in Germany?
they'd be too hypey for it.
Too hype.
Oh, like probably the hype's not the best word. They're so alt and they're so kind of
anti. Punk.
indie. Well, hipsters.
Okay.
To the point where I can imagine them quickly taking on Rastafarianism in the 30s. Being like, nah, we are Rastafarians.
Okay.
I can imagine that happening. Like, they want to be early adopters. Because I guess being a hipster, your whole life and your day-to-day existence is like, I want to be an early adopter.
I don't know about that. I think that hipster is a hacky movement.
Oh, it's extremely hacky.
Yeah, it's like this guy's got a beard. I'm gonna get a beard and glasses and
But you want to try to be alternative. I think that's kind of the like the ethos of it.
yeah.
Hipster, you want to be hip. You want to be trendy.
Yeah,
and I think it's all
okay.
based around the idea of being alternative and kind of being quick on what's up next. You want to be ahead of everyone else.
Okay. Yeah, I see
I
that.
feel that's your whole... that's your lifestyle.
is trying to be on the thing that's coming up next.
Yes.
That's a different thing. That's like a tastemaker. And I think they're very cool and individual. And
I think hipsters at their core are meant to be very cool and individuals.
I think...
But again, if everyone's wanting to be a hipster, not everyone can be a hipster because it takes a lot of work.
I think hipsters is like a class of idiot. I don't know. Hipsters is like a class of like...
What about a nipster? Is a nip a slur for something? I don't even know.
A nip.
Like
It's like a
nipples.
racist word for crabs.
Oh, is it?
Racist word for lobsters.
Lobsters. What about
Yeah.
a SPIC stir? And they're like Hispanic. I don't even know today.
You know why it's hard today?
Yeah,
Um,
because I've been watching so much pornography.
no, it's because we're actually trying to like do it now. And we realize that we've never been funny.
And we're literally just big dads.
But this
How
is
dads talk, do you know? Like, dads are natural comedians because they're always looking for the funny joke. They're always looking for the cheap, easy joke.
my dad never had setups, but there was quite a lot of punchlines around my house.
See, that's like a dad joke now.
Is that all it is? Are we just not funny?
We're
We're
just,
just-
we're just dads. We're just like childrenless fathers.
No, but maybe that's what it is. And also like,
It's the only thing keeping you going is to have quick jokes because it's the only way you can get through life as a dad because there's so much on you. Do you know what I mean? And
you don't have time to write. You just have to have terrible little jokes. You're not like a single man that can write anymore. That's the thing about single men. They have the time to write bits,
Yes.
whereas dads just have to do it on the fly.
They're workshopping all their material on their audience like
That's
all
why
day.
that's why there's so many hilarious black guys.
Do you think Dave Chappelle would be as funny as he was if he was around his family all day?
If he didn't abandon his kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he did. He left for Africa, and then what? He came back not funny because he spent too much time with his kids.
Oh, he would have. His kids are Filipino. I think there's a joke in there somewhere about like Filipino. You know, there's a million things going on in that sentence.
Too many.
But yeah, fathers are all the same. They all make quick, cheesy hack jokes.
Yeah.
Why? Is it the only thing getting them through life? Are they all kind of depressed?
No, I think it's because that's all anyone does.
You think, no, I don't think they do. I don't think it
Yeah, I
happens
think-
until you're a father.
The more I'm learning about it, like comedy and being a comedian, whatever, is so far removed from being everyday funny. That's
Ooh.
so different. I strongly believe that. Like writing and doing
Interesting.
all that,
Yeah.
and it's a whole different thing. Being a writer, because I can be funny in like day to day, but like put me on stage. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's definitely not bad, but
I wonder what like the correlation is though, like in terms of like people who are day to day funny, how they would technically, how they would tend to do on stage, on average.
you know what it is? You've told people that you're doing stand up.
Yeah.
Or even like when I was first saying about the podcast and I was saying about the skit.
Yeah.
If I talk to this about with anyone, they're like, "Oh, you should do this and this and this."
They're so quick to throw that. It's like, oh, you should do
100%.
that on stage. You should do that in your act. You should do that.
But the thing with doing music, for instance, I've been doing it for like more than half my life now. Like for the majority of my life, I've been doing it. And I remember people like other musicians or whatever that don't want to write songs for themselves or anything, or those kinds of people will be like, "Oh, you should write a song about this or use this kind of thing."
Well, they would?
Yeah, I've had a million people do that. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, like there's a song in that, you know, like there's something.
There's a hook in there somewhere.
Yeah, there's something.
There's a hit in there somewhere.
There's something that you could use in that, and always with music, I mean, it's more uncommon for someone to be like a musician, I think, than like think that you could be a comedian, because comedy makes it look easy. Music doesn't necessarily make it look easy so much. It's like, oh, they're a very skilled individual.
Ah, yeah.
everyone thinks they're a comedian.
Oh, I feel like people also do kind of respect comedians more than they do musicians. Because I feel I guess this is like also an Australian thing as well. Every single Australian person has tried to be a musician at some point. And I'd probably say like 1% of Australians have attempted to actually do stand-up. Because it's just also not in our like culture. Every single person's been in a band. And they kind of like, yeah, we've all done that before. Been there, done that before. But when it comes to comedy, it's like, oh, this is new. This is different. I've never really done this before.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
I feel this. It comes down to kind of like the person or like what they've experienced themselves. Like, oh, this is interesting. I don't know too much about that. I consider myself a funny person.
Well, comedians aren't stars per se.
Yeah.
Same way as like superstars, like musicians are.
Oh, I feel like going into comedy, no one's going into it for the money. You're not going into it for like the fame and the fortune. I think the average musician is like, yeah, I can make some money off this. I can make millions of dollars and get famous. Comics, most of the time, like, there isn't an obvious avenue to money and success where there is in music. Like, if you do actually have a hit song, get like a good image going for yourself, you could probably make a few $1 million.
Yeah.
With comedy, you're most likely just going to end your life. Hey, where you going?
Just getting a glass of water.
Easy.
Yeah.
But I feel there's something there. And again, I also will add it's completely different to America, where I feel more Americans have tried out comedy. Comedy's a thing. Oh, you swallowing good there. Oh, you thirsty, huh? I want to be one of those guys that what's that called when you go does that after drinking, like in public?
I don't know if there's a word for it.
What if you did that on a first date? Is that a real off-putting thing?
The other thing is like when someone else is eating across from you and you notice them chewing.
Yeah. It's
like,
huge.
Like you're eating and someone else is sitting there like kind of mimicking your chewing because they're really hungry or something like that.
Wait, what?
You haven't seen people do that?
Mimic your chewing.
Yeah, like they're looking at you chewing like because they think your food looks delicious and they don't have
Oh, that. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you said they're eating themselves.
Oh, no. Like you're eating and they're copying kind of thing.
Do you know what? I do want to touch on eating. Like when you're with a group of people, you're out to dinner, your food comes first.
Yeah.
Is it okay to start eating? I think it should be really normalized to start eating then. Because what, you're gonna wait 5 minutes for everyone's to come and then your food gets cold?
Oh my God.
Like
we went out for a brekkie not long ago. There was 3 of us that got the same thing.
Yeah.
There was 2 that came out. It was like just a bacon egg roll or something.
Came out
like
of the
that.
closet. See, I'm literally a father. Came out of the closet. So you're with 2 gay people now at the table. Anyway,
yeah.
Let's go. Back to it. Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe not. Maybe that's funny to the average
Funny to...
hipster.
Anyway, so the two of the food came out.
So there was like maybe 6 of us. Oh, there was 7 of us. 3 of us ordered the same thing. They brought out the bacon egg rolls at the same time. They put 2 of them down.
Yeah.
And they handed one to me and another one to my friend and his chick.
Yeah.
So they handed one to me and one to my friend, but the chick ordered the same thing as well.
Yes.
So I gave mine to her to be like, you two start eating.
Good. Yeah. That's what you do.
And then she was like, no, I'll wait. She got it and was like, oh, thank you. And then was like, oh, but I'll wait. So I'm like...
And the boyfriend has to wait as well.
No, the boyfriend went for it.
Oh.
So all that happened was she took my meal and sat on it.
The boyfriend started eating.
Yeah.
And she didn't.
Yes. So I just had to watch my hot meal that I was starving for and gave it to her like, no, you two go ahead. And she's like, oh, thanks. And just sat it there.
You have every right to take it back. You'd be like, oh, you're not eating. Okay,
but it wasn't even that kind of setting. Like I couldn't have done that.
Of course you couldn't. Larry David would.
There are other settings that I could do that in, but in that specific, I wasn't Larry in that setting.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Larry David has like superpowers in that way. But it was painful. I was starving.
Yeah.
And I was just like...
I feel you should. I always want to give the person the go ahead. Like, eat. don't let your food go cold.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's going to, like, again, your food's probably at, like, it's 100%. It's at its peak right now. Unless it's certain things that actually need to cool down. You want to have your food when it's hot.
Yeah.
After you wait 5 minutes, it's not ever going to be, like, at its 100%. It's going to be around 70, 60. Because it's going to be cold. Like, let's say you've got a bacon and egg roll. A cold bacon and egg roll is terrible compared to a nice, hot, fresh one.
What if people, when they're young, are like the components of bacon egg roll, right? And you peak when everything's cooked and it's hot,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Even at the point when it's hottest, like you can't eat it when it's at its absolute hottest.
Yeah.
You have to wait just that little bit, and that's like the peak, kind of, and then it just gets cold
Of
from
your
there.
life, yeah. Until you finally
It's still the
die.
same. Yeah, it's still.
The eggs are getting made, and you never really know when you're at your peak.
And you don't really know until, yeah.
Sometimes at your peak, it's too hot. Maybe there's a point in your life when you're actually too hot and you shouldn't be doing things. You got to wait to cool down a little bit because you're not ready for it. Like, let's say, that's probably why a lot of like young celebrities go insane, because they peak and they get all the fame when they're hot and crazy.
Yeah.
And their brain, like, they've just been made.
That makes sense.
And then they've got all this, like Justin Bieber. I'm going to be saying the N-word on camera if I peaked at like 15.
I'm going to be getting a monkey and calling that the N-word. Oh my God. Shit. I didn't mean it like that.
I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Did Justin Bieber get a monkey?
Yeah, he got a monkey.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
And I was just going to say, like you said, like, I'm not going to be saying the N-word. And then I was like, yeah, and he got a monkey. And I was like, let's extend that. So then I just chucked the thing you said in there, and it just could not have gone worse.
And I'm not talking about his pet either. You're talking about Lil Czar.
The what?
His friend Lil Czar.
Lil Czar? Lil Czar.
He's got a friend, like a black guy that hung out with him all the time.
Oh, Lil Czar. I thought he was an Italian guy. Pizza.
Welcome to Dad Meet, the podcast.
Oh, damn, I had another thing. Oh, yeah. All right. So, Amy and I were watching, we've been watching Louistherouxsthroat documentaries.
What about Louistherouxsthroat? And he's going around giving throaty blowjobs to people.
And he's doing like really serious interviews. but also flating. Hello, I'm Louistherouxsthroat. And I work for the BBC.
And it's exactly what you think. It's exactly what you think.
It's exactly what you think it is. It is.
It is, it isn't. I work for the BBC, I do, I don't. Well, some of the British people's doing that.
Imagine the person at the top of the BBC actually was just
some well-endowed black guy. Yep, it's
and
exactly
he's hilarious because he left his kids. and he just sits around getting brain from the road.
It's so funny. Like Louis like, oh, you can't make me laugh. You can't make me laugh. So
and he's just like, Justin Bieber had a monkey. They've got to put our podcast on when he's given throw. so he doesn't laugh. Oh no! So we're watching this Louistherouxsthroat documentary.
Yeah. What about gooey throat? I don't know.
And
lightning doesn't strike
I've got that joke. And I mean, I didn't even come up with it as a joke, but it's like just so relevant to my life. I think it's like I love coming up with I love diagnosing myself with a different mental illness each week, because it's better than just admitting that I'm an asshole. Yeah. Which is just like me to a T so much. Yes. I'm like becoming a hypochondriac of mental illness, I think.
You think you're self-diagnosing a lot?
Oh, it's more in an inquisitive way. I'm not like definitively like, I am this, I am this kind of thing, but like just looking at whatever. And anyway, so there was, at the beginning of this documentary, it was like at a mental ward, I guess, for like criminally insane people. Yeah. And at the beginning they had this like big looking guy who just like, he looked, I don't know, whatever. And he was like, it was just like at the quick cuts at the beginning to give you an idea of what's in there. It's like probably within the first 20 seconds. And he's like, I'm diagnosed with narcissism, or narcissistic tendencies, and antisocial disorder.
Yeah.
And like as a joke, because I'd been saying that to Amy about me.
Oh, you said the exact same things.
Symptoms, you know?
Yeah.
And I said that to Amy. I was like, oh, look, it's me. And then skip to like 45 minutes into the documentary, and it was all building up to this guy.
It'll be funny, like, it just quickly, like, Brad Pitt's doing, like, some speaking on behalf of it. Like, look, it's me, and it quickly changes to Brad Pitt. She's like, okay, very nice. Very nice. You're handsome. We get it. We get it.
We get it. You would stand up to Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, so 45 minutes.
Very funny,
yeah.
Jackson. You clearly abandoned your kids. Yeah, get to like 45 minutes into it, and that guy find out what he did. And I was like, oh, hey, it's me. Like when he'd come up, and then he gets to like what he actually did. And he like sexually assaulted his mother at knife point. And I was like, Amy, it is me.
You're like, hey.
Nah, it was, yeah. It was, that was like terrible. This poor family and everything. And like Louis.
What did he have? He's like, yeah, no, I'm just a bit depressed.
Narcissistic tendencies and antisocial disorder. Antisocial disorder sounds so chill, but it's like like he was like hearing voices and shit like that.
Oh, really?
It's so. I mean, this documentary was made from 2011.
I'm a bit antisocial, if you'd say. Demons are actually telling me right now to slit your throat. I guess you could say I'm against the norm.
Yeah.
I'm not like the rest of the girls. I'm not like the rest of the guys.
Yeah, this poor like family and everything like that. It's very hectic. The whole thing was very hectic. There was one dude, and he was like, he was actually kind of funny about it. It was like, yeah, I'm
Yeah, I left my kids.
he's like, yeah, I'm tripping, but like I'm getting better too.
Yeah.
And he was like, Louis was like, and can I suck your penis? He was like, yeah, what was your first?
I said I'm tripping, not dripping.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. We need to have some sort of like drops whenever we say like a good joke to get us.
He was like, yeah, what's what
the five fingers say to the face? What's that?
What happened to you? Kind of thing. Why are you in here? And he was like, well, I was walking to university one day and I like looked up at the sky, and the sky was like, do it, kill yourself. And I like just thought to myself, oh man. Like he was that
he's talking like that. Yeah.
He was that plain about it. He was
crazy.
like, he knew that he was tripping and that like his brain was just going. It's insane. Like imagine.
That's crazy when you've got like such a level-headed person that just happens to have had that sprinkled in. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm so level-headed and everything else, and it's like, oh man, I hear voices though, which is annoying. I am still me, but I hear voices in my head.
Well, this guy was in this like place for a couple of years or something,
Yeah.
so I'm sure it would have taken like a lot of time for him to get to that. But does that happen? Have you come across anything like that in your research? Like people just like getting these voices and whatever. Because I imagine it would be a slow ramp up. Like you couldn't just be chilling, completely normal, get a voice and you just go, oh, I'm legitimately.
That's what happens.
Massive problem.
That's what happens though. With schizophrenia, it doesn't really set on until you're like 18 to like 21. Unless it's 28. 18 to 28, but it usually hits then. Like you don't necessarily, most schizophrenic people don't hear voices until the age of 18. So, which is pretty creepy. Like for most parents, it's like, oh yeah, my kid's been fine his whole life, and then suddenly at 18, he starts hearing voices. Like that's the
voice like, hello.
Hello, I'm Louistherouxsthroat.
It's me, Louistherouxsthroat. Get out of my head, Louistherouxsthroat.
Throat. How about I try this out for size? Okay. Damn, Louis, okay.
That's terrifying. But I imagine like you couldn't just. Maybe this guy was that what you're describing.
He was a schizophrenic.
Yeah, this guy was a schizophrenic.
Yeah.
But like, I can't see how. Oh, maybe that's it. He was speaking with such clarity and everything like that, but he definitely looked distraught, massive bags under his eyes. He looked drained and everything like that.
Yeah.
But
he
did have
looked
a sense of-
drained because he'd also been topped off by Louistherouxsthroat. He was extremely drained.
He did have like a sense of humor about it, all, which is like refreshing.
I think a lot of people do.
In the sense of like the rest of the documentary and everyone else was kind of like, yeah.
Really?
There were people. Do you know? I think what's meandering.
Andrew Ryan, what's that?
Faking symptoms.
My ex-wife's been meandering orgasms our entire marriage.
Symptoms. Yeah.
I've Simpsons. I know we're both going to go to Simpsons or something. I've Simpsons.
Do you have any COVID symptoms? I don't have any symptoms, but I simp tons. The symptoms. Oy vey.
Oy vey. But yeah, I guess going back to that joke.
Yeah.
What about the joke? Have you punched it up?
Wait, which joke?
The personality or mental illness one self-diagnosed.
Oh no! I just brought that joke up because I mean I was. Yeah. I don't know. Do you do that? Like do these tests and stuff?
I constantly try to self-diagnose.
Yeah.
All the time.
I mean, I do too, but it's not like an actual diagnosis and I go, I have this or whatever. I mean, it kind of is.
What do you mean it isn't? Like, I usually am like, oh, that's what I have. I've probably got, what is it? Obsessive compulsive personality disorder. I'm like, oh, that could be quite fitting.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
Do.
Like I'm looking at a couple and I'm like, oh yeah, that's like. But it seems like an amalgamation, and
that's so me. Wait, that's so me.
And that's the crazy thing about it. Like after watching a documentary like this, and these like the extremes of it, right? But then that's essentially what I feel like I'm doing when I'm self-diagnosing and whatever. Like that guy's like, I've got narcissism. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, you feel like you're being the guy in the joke.
And then I'm like listening to that and he's like, yeah, I've got this thing. And I'm like, oh, that's so me. And then he's like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I did this and I did this and I did this. And it's like, all right, this guy's an actual psycho.
Imagine it's like on Facebook, like back in the day, like 2010. It's like, what Simpson character are you? Which character in The Office are you? And it's like, what mental illness do you have?
Right.
And you like post that and it's like, hey guys, I guess I'm schizophrenic. Imagine if it was just that straightforward. It's like, well, I guess I've got borderline personality disorder. Hey, hello.
That's BPD is an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah, because I've got big
penis down Louistheroux's throat.
That might have to be the name of the episode.
What BPD?
Yeah. Big penis down Louistheroux's throat. Well, the funniest thing is, like, I saw, like, I uploaded, I think, one of the 2 episodes ago to YouTube, and it just got so many views quickly just because it mentioned gay sex. And I think there are a lot of people.
Wait, are you for real?
Yeah.
What, you tagged gay sex?
No, it's in the heading, bumping gay sex with the windows down.
What episode was that? With Adam?
No, I think before.
Just you and I?
Yeah, and I noticed it just got views really quickly. And I was like, oh, probably because people just on YouTube typing in gay sex.
Are you being for, I don't where?
Oh, no, I'm being for real.
How many plays did it get?
Not that many. Not that many.
Like what, 27?
Yeah.
Exactly, because I watched it 27 times.
Me and Louis watching it, actually, because we were trying to type up gay sex. We kept on accidentally clicking on it because it was attached to our account.
What about Louistherouxsthroat? And he just goes and masturbates in front of women in change rooms?
Louistherouxsthroat.
Louis, I don't know.
Where's the...
What about ego dystonic and ego syntonic? mental illness.
What's that?
Ego dystonic is those who have like a mental illness and are aware that they have a problem and tend to be distressed by their symptoms.
Oh, yeah.
Versus egosyntonic, the person experiencing them doesn't necessarily think they have a problem.
Ego dystonic. And you just want to attack Kim Possible. Oh.
You can't attack Kim Possible.
I've got borderline personality disorder now. Where is Kim Possible? She's going down. And her friend Ron or whatever.
What's your latest diagnoses?
I haven't had one for a while, but I think it was like a obsessive compulsive personality disorder.
What is that?
It's kind of like where you want to have full control over certain things, and like things not going perfect really distress you. Like even very random things, unnecessary things.
Is it like a broad thing, or can it be like specified directly to my wife? Yeah, right. Yeah.
But yeah, and then I kind of realized probably a few years later, I'm like, I probably don't have it. I just thought I did. It would just be like certain things.
Which seems very chill. Don't think you would have. But that maybe
And
that's just you wanting everything in your control.
Yeah, I thought it was, and then I realized I didn't necessarily. I think it was just a phase. Yeah, I've been through that phase. I had voices in my head. I got over it. It was just a phase.
That's actually a funny bit. Someone in that.
Parent just being like, the child has schizophrenia and they're just...
It's like, it's just a phase. I've been there.
I've been there. Like talking to no one.
I've been there. Me and my wife and this massive demon have really been through it. What have I got here? What have I got here? So I was looking at... but then like something that I thought might be a narcissistic personality disorder. But that's like really hectic. I don't think I have that.
Oh, actually, in all honesty, I think most people have that. Most people have like symptoms of that. I think most people in this generation have it. Like I think I have a sprinkle of that as well. A lot of people I know have it. Oh, what about there's a I think most people have narcissistic personality disorder and don't know it. Like I even stumbled across the subreddit recently, growing up with narcissistic parents or something like that. And it's like kind of like this, everyone's just trying to help each other out. And it's like my narcissistic mother or father does this. And it's just like some sort of a help group.
Yeah,
and it's crazy how many people are on that group. I think people with narcissistic personality disorders, I think it's a lot more prevalent than we know.
People with
a lot more
narcissistic personality,
especially just kind of with just the state of the world, just kind of the modern Western world. I think is kind of very prone to having people with narcissistic personality disorder.
Here's my thing, like, and I'm actually going on record to say this.
Yeah.
I don't like gay people. No.
I just want them to stay out of my underwear closet when I when I go leave the house.
When I go to the Fist and Hammer.
When I go to visit Louistherouxsthroat. I just want them to stay out of my underwear closet, underwear drawer.
When I go to the Fist and Hammer. Oh, is that the name of the gay bar? No. Wait, the Hammer and Fist?
Hammer and Fist.
Is that the name of the gay bar? No, it's just called the Hammer.
I don't really get it.
Yeah.
It's just Bunnings Warehouse. Or as I like to call it, the Hammer. Because there are a lot of closeted gay men that go there. I think if you go to Bunnings more than 3 times a week as a straight man, you've
got a job. In construction.
I think you're cruising at that point. There's only so many times you can go to Bunnings.
No, what I was going to say was I will go on record to say, like, I literally think I have like some kind of thing that's like inhibiting me from certain things.
Ooh.
Like, I feel like I've got so many things going for me.
Yeah.
And then there's just like, it's not even like a negative self-talk or something like that. I just really don't know what it is. But like, it's stopping me from like
Reaching your full potential.
yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And like, I just want to like, I'm really trying to work at what it is so I can get past it and whatever. And I'm just being more honest with myself than I've ever been, and being like, oh yeah, these are the tendencies that I'm actually portraying and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like with the narcissistic thing, they say it's hard to diagnose as narcissistic because like for most of the time when you're on that high, then there's no problem. And I feel like for most of my life I've been on that high. But now it's just like these peaks and these troughs that are just like ridiculously big. Like when it's like when I'm killing it and doing really well, it's amazing, on top of the world and everything like that. And then when it's low, it's just like, I'm so optimistic about the future and shit like that. So it's not like any any actual hectic thoughts of harming myself or anything, which is a trait of like that. So I don't necessarily think I have that.
And that's all a narcissistic personality disorder.
Yes.
Sounds like bipolar.
Yeah, I mean, like I've kind of like looked into that, and like when I'm in
I'm bisexual and I like having sex with polar bears.
I mean, when I'm in like a manic state, I'm doing so well. But then when I'm in a depressive state, it's not like.
What about Manic at the Disco? And it's like just a band full of bipolar guys going through mania. It's like, we're Manic at the Disco. Okay, yeah, we're going to start this design and we're going to do this and this. And they're just playing their instruments like really intense. Do the best concerts on earth.
And then like after the concert, they're all just sitting backstage and they're like, can I borrow someone's scooter? Can I borrow someone's scooter? Let me borrow your scooter.
Hey, we're Manic at the Disco.
Yeah, but that's what I'm on at the moment. I'm just trying to work through that and like work out these things that are inhibiting me and like work out how to make that.
The depressive state, do you find like a big strong correlation between like...
It's hard to quantify it. Like just really in my head, really... something they said about narcissistic personality disorder was... So a reason why I'm saying I don't think I have that is because it's like... there can be like suicidal tendencies and whatever in that.
And you don't have any of that?
None of that.
Really?
No, like...
Even in the worst downs?
No, like
really?
one time maybe when I was like 18, I jumped off a water tank. No, I'm kidding. No, maybe like, I mean, no. No, I'm too optimistic about the future and like too dead set on like just...
So you definitely wouldn't fall under either then, which is... But again, maybe narcissistic personality, they don't have that. Does it also say it has that suicidal tendencies? What about a band called Suicidal Tendencies? That's sick, dude. Anyway. Imagine how hacky that would be when they're just having that conversation. So
and there is a band called...
Yeah, let's call that band Suicidal Tendencies. That's sick. That's so edgy, dude.
It would have been sick when they made that name.
You think it would have been?
Yeah, hardcore.
Sick name. Because I guess it hasn't been done before.
But yeah, it's weird. Like, I don't think there's like a specific... It's like in the lows, I just cannot progress because I'm too in my head. And like you've seen me like after like... And here's the thing. Like I can do comedy nights and whatever and do stand-up.
Yeah.
Feel so good before it, kill it. I'm so excited. And then like there's just something that like takes all that out from underneath me. And it's like fucking up my potential to progress because I don't even have like the conscious ability in the way that I would like to like talk to people and whatever that I...
Oh, you're talking about if it doesn't go well or it doesn't go up to
It doesn't matter even.
So it ruins your night? What if you go really well?
I can, it's the same as a gig. I can play music. Same thing can happen. Whether it goes good or bad, like it's just like...
Oh, you get too caught up in it?
No, it's not even that specific thing. It's just like like it's like, I don't know, having like a container that's like got water in it or something like that, and it's just like dripping in there, maybe dripping out a little bit, you know, like some, like the good vibes go in and the good vibes go out. And whatever, and then it can just feel like the plug's just taken out sometimes. It's just like
for no reason at all.
No, I can get like it's like a chicken or egg thing. I'm not sure if it's like the external stimuli is making me feel that way.
Yeah,
but I personally think that it's the opposite. It's like I mean, I've gone back and forth between this. I thought that it's like external stimuli has caused that. But I'm noticing more and more it changes in me, and then my view on the world around me changes after that.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like I'm thinking about giving throat to
a BBC,
all the people that I'm
reporter.
documenting.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, sometimes it is like a massive ramp up in the opposite way, and I can just have like the fullest bucket.
And want to go crazy and kind of
manic and everything, and like that pays off so well in like being an entertainer or like entertaining people.
Yeah.
You know?
Most entertainers are mentally ill. That's just most people that are very level-headed and actually...
most mentally ill people were entertainers. Like you just have these people who are like schizophrenic and they just like got their own talk shows. The best part is you don't have to pay for a studio audience. Yeah.
Welcome to the Night Show. Hello, everybody. And he's just in his cell, in his room. Oh, I guess it's like the Joker movie really shone a light on that. And also that movie is based off the comedian or something like that. It's about like a mentally ill guy. You never really know if he actually becomes famous or it's just all in his head. But I guess it does sound a lot like bipolar, sort of.
Yeah, maybe.
Or even like again, all this stuff's a spectrum, which you also really have to remember. Like you can kind of be like, oh, well, I've got all these traits, but I don't have that. It's not that intense.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'd be like, oh, I'll probably just have like a touch of bipolar.
Maybe.
Yeah, and sometimes it's as simple as that. And it's kind of, even if you don't necessarily have it like by the DSM standards or something like that, you can still be like, the traits I'm exhibiting
mirror that.
Yeah, mirror bipolar disorder. So to kind of help manage that, I can almost help like treat myself.
Yeah.
By kind of being like, okay, when I'm having this trait, I know kind of like what to look out for. When I'm having feelings like this, I know what to look out for. Because I guess that's all diagnosis is to kind of like help people. It's like, oh, so I think I've got this thing.
Exactly, and that's all I'm looking for is something to be like, okay, so what is that? And then I could maybe find like groups or help groups or
exactly something
like that.
You should go on Reddit.
That's actually why I got this goddamn disease in the first place. No, I might. It's like, I don't know.
Straight up, Reddit's great for that stuff.
I mean, like, I do want to be sensitive to the fact, like, this is a big thing that, like, really fucks up people's life.
It's all in their head.
Oh, my God. That's great.
That's a great one. That's a really good one.
How does that work?
It'd be like, oh, yeah, my cousin had schizophrenia and he's seeing demons and everything like that. And I was trying to tell him, it's just all in your head. Something like that. You kind of
there's a joke
bring
in
it out. There's a joke in there somewhere.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Should we wrap?
Yeah.
All right. Am I bipolar? Am I narcissistic? Find out on next week's episode of Pokemon.
Louistherouxsthroat. Hello.